Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a Gen Blue experience unlike any other.
More than 100,000 people
across 3,000 offices
dans plus de 40 pays.
One Gen Blue network.
Connected from our home to yours.
Conectado de mi hogar al tuyo.
Even though we're physically apart,
We realize now more than ever
that we are stronger together.
Nous sommes plus forts ensemble.
united as one.
Uno.
One.
Woo! The number of first place.
Of excellence, achievement,
And legacy.
of the Coldwell Banker brand, the longest running brand in real estate.
The brand used to being
Number one.
First.
first.
We were the first to establish a code of ethics.
First with seller disclosure.
First with a website.
First in advertising effectiveness.
First in $1 million home sales.
First to offer unique platforms like CBX.
And concierge services.
First to merge the largest brokerage firm in the United States.
With the best franchise in the real estate industry.
And now, for the first time,
We come together.
Under new leadership.
With a new look.
And a rejuvenated vision for the future. Together, as one Coldwell Banker,
We carry the strength
Of a global network.
D'un réseau mondial.
united
Under the most powerful real estate brand in the world.
we've been guiding people home.
for 114 years.
and we're the only real estate brand that is positioned
for 114 more years
Of awesomeness.
Ingenuity and excellence.
So come experience what the North Star real estate has to offer.
Experience the power of one.
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 Uno.
One.
Of one Coldwell Banker.
And now, Coldwell Banker President and CEO, Ryan Gorman.
Hello, Gen Blue. We are thrilled to be with you today for our first ever virtual Gen Blue experience. We've got a wonderful agenda for you today, and I hope you take full advantage of it. If this is your first Gen Blue experience, you are in for a treat. It surely won't be your last. And if you're a veteran Gen Bluer, welcome to our bold new approach, befitting, I think, our bold new look, feel, and strategy. Now, we can't wait to get together with you all in person at Radio City Music Hall in October 2021. And we look forward to learning from this virtual event to augment our 2021 in-person experience to extend that learning, networking, excitement, and empowerment well beyond the walls of the hall. Speaking of empowerment, that's our mission, to empower our people, all of you, to leave your mark on the world of real estate. I love our mission, in part because it really speaks to our industry, the most entrepreneurial industry in the world. No other sector even comes close in my book. In every real estate transaction, entrepreneurial agents and brokers work with and coordinate business owners in fields as diverse as law and carpentry, accounting and inspections. And there's only one quarterback of that team, the intrepid Coldwell Banker agent, guiding each client home. Home, after all, is one of our core values. Home means so much. It's more than a place, it's a feeling, it's an experience, an immersive experience. Recently, hundreds of millions of people around the world found themselves immersed in their homes like never before, making the value of home more widely and deeply appreciated than ever before. Indeed, if 2020 is anything, it's the year of home. Now, for me personally, home has taken on a new meaning this year. I've fallen in love with my home, and home is where I've reconnected with my family. You see, throughout my life, I've called literally dozens of cities and towns home, on both coasts and most places in between, and I've enjoyed them all, and Coldwell Banker serves them all, but they've always been fleeting. And for the past 20 years or so, I've traveled for work just about every week, often flying to a different city every single day to be with you. It was tough to be away from home and away from family, but I get my energy from the field, from all of you, and honestly, I miss you. I do. But some things about the last 6 months have been great. For the first time since my wife and I were high school sweethearts, and for the first time ever for my kids, I've been home every night for dinner. No more texting quickly before the plane door closes or stepping out of a work dinner for a quick FaceTime with the kids. I've been home, IRL, and it's been pretty amazing. Honestly, it feels kind of like a Coldwell Banker commercial. Spring break plans were canceled, so my wife and kids built a yurt in the backyard and called it a resort. Our yard has been an amusement park and a community venue, a front yard hammock and seesaw, a backyard playground, basketball hoops, our brand new little free library turning over inventory faster than the hottest real estate market. Our home even played host to an all-American wedding on the 4th of July. I was honored to officiate, and it was a spectacular day. Now, this is a home that we've truly made our own, a home that's sheltered us from the storms and kept us safe, that's comforted us in uncertainty and given us now some of our fondest memories. And like every good story of boy meets home, my story of home started with a Coldwell Banker agent. I know the prevailing wisdom is that all home searches start online. And of course, my wife and I were searching online. But like every smart couple, once we got serious, we got an agent. 5 years ago this month, we were introduced to Roderick Logan. Roderick, welcome to Gen Blue.
Thank you, Ryan. I am so excited to be here at my first Gen Blue and the first virtual Gen Blue. All of this is so cool. Hello, Gen Blue.
Roderick, you helped my family find a wonderful home. A Coldwell Banker listing, in fact, so shout out to Denise Flanagan, Coldwell Banker Morristown. And we are eternally grateful for your help and support. In fact, we're reminded every morning of the assistance you provided because, like many buyers, we never turned off those Coldwell Banker listing alerts that you set up for us. So we get to keep an eye on the market while seeing your smiling face in our inbox every morning.
You know, Ryan, you said it was 5 years ago this month, but actually, I know the exact date. It was September 10th, 2015. What I've always done is I put next to the client's name the date that I first met them in your incredible family. And that way it reminds me to follow up with clients in the future, just when I think it's about time that they're going to consider to make a move.
Now, Roderick, we had a blast looking for homes. We laughed, we cried more than once. We found a terrific property that, honestly, my wife and I didn't even want to go see, but you assured us that it had everything we needed, if not everything we wanted yet. Maybe now it does. And you were exactly right, of course. But we also know that not everyone is as fortunate as my family and I were when we were finding and ultimately buying a home. Indeed, equality of opportunity remains pretty elusive for some in the housing market, at least in America, and I'm afraid around the world that's somewhat true. And in fact, recently, not too far from where you and I are right now, in a place that's near and dear to your heart, Long Island, there was a pretty widely shared news story that revealed some kind of disturbing behavior by some real estate professionals. It showed some outstanding service by some, and the story also highlighted some service failures and even, honestly, some discrimination that many of us thought was a thing of the past. And you, too, shared that news story was pretty motivating for you and eye-opening as well, but in a different way, a really deeply personal way. Would you mind sharing a little bit about that?
Yeah, Ryan. When I first saw the news story, it made me think about the time my family had migrated out from the Big Apple, aka New York City, or what we New Yorkers call the city, out to the suburbs of Long Island. At age 8, my mom had decided that she didn't want to continue to raise her family with us playing in concrete parks and riding our bikes down the city streets, dodging all the buses. She wanted to get us out into the fresh air. So with that, the home search began. So every weekend, what would happen, me and my dad, my mom didn't come with us, keep that in mind, we would hop on the Long Island Railroad and we'd go out to Long Island and look for homes. And like you said, interestingly enough, one of the towns, or the town that we bought that first home in, was one of the towns that was actually featured in that news story. So it made me start to think, like, of all the towns on Long Island, why did we end up getting our home in that town? You know, what happens is so many people, just like what we did, we hired a real estate agent and he would pick me and my dad up at the train station and he would take us out to look at homes, but always in that one particular town. Then it hit me that that town really didn't have the features that my mom had said she was looking for, you know, open space and a more rural feel. But what it did have is a lot of people who looked like us. So then I started to wonder, were we directed or even steered to a predominantly Black town because maybe that's what the real estate agent thought we had wanted, you know, being a Black family? Then it made me think also, were we given less choices or treated differently because of our skin color or our race? I don't know. But I do know 12 months later, what we ended up doing is we sold the house and we moved out to a different part of Long Island, more rural, more open space, more of the features that my mom had said she had wanted. And this time she came along with us. We weren't making that mistake again. But what it did is it gave me pause, and it also motivated me to ensure that everyone was given equal opportunity of choice, and consistency of service was always delivered for everybody.
Well, I think, Roderick, I appreciate you sharing that story. It is powerful, and so is your commitment. You're definitely ensuring equality of opportunity for everyone. And you did that as an agent. I witnessed it firsthand when you expertly and properly handled in a fair housing compliant way, some of the questions that we had. In fact, like when we disclosed to you that our top priorities were finding a truly diverse community and a truly diverse school district for our kids. It's a delicate conversation to handle, and you did it expertly. You're continuing to do that with your office. You're now not just a top performing agent, now you're a top performing manager handling the wonderful Montclair, New Jersey office of Coldwell Banker. And your agents are equally dedicated to these principles, and they're extremely supportive of you, including your work with different groups like the African American and Caribbean Employee Association, or ACE, within our parent organization, or now you're actually chairing the New Jersey Diversity and Inclusion Council for us. Thank you again for agreeing to do that. I very much appreciate it.
You know, Ryan, you definitely don't have to thank me. This is my pleasure, and honestly, it's my passion. But I will say thank you so much for that shout out to Coldwell Banker Montclair. #awesome. You guys know I always say awesome. But I'm going to say that the commitment around not only fair housing, but diversity and inclusion overall that I see by so many of our incredible agents and our employees is truly inspiring. And I have to say, you know, when I discuss diversity and inclusion with other agents who are interviewing with different brands, considering which brand they want to affiliate, they've told me time and time again that, you know what, you're the only brand, or you're the only office that's ever talked about diversity and inclusion. And in addition, they've seen all the work that we've been doing around that same subject. And it caused them to want to affiliate with Coldwell Banker. And that always makes me so proud.
Well, I'm certainly thrilled that they're joining us, but I wish we were not so unique in exactly that way. I wish more of the industry were as committed and I'd say as principled, really, as Coldwell Banker. I think you and everyone have heard me reference Coldwell Banker's founding principles of honesty, integrity, and service a million times, I know. But they're so powerful, they're so grounding, and for me personally, they're so inspiring. I honestly think those principles should be the principles of the entire industry. But frankly, we as an industry are not quite yet living up to those principles fully when it comes to fair housing awareness, training, and as we've heard, sometimes practice.
Yeah, well, but you know what, Ryan? I really do appreciate that you recognize that there's work to be done, because that is true. But I also feel that with every challenge, first it starts with identifying the need and then doing the work. So for that, I applaud you for calling it out. I applaud you for calling out the need. And I also applaud so many great people at Coldwell Banker for actually doing the work. As a leadership group, I really feel that Coldwell Banker has laid down that foundation, to use a real estate term. And I also feel now, as leaders of the real estate offices, leading thousands of incredible agents, we have the opportunity and we're empowered to do the work, to build off that foundation that has been laid down. And that empowerment of senior leadership, giving the office leaders that power and that control to create the culture, has really been awesome. We've set up mastermind sessions where we've had open conversation around diversity and inclusion. We call them, agents of change. In addition to that, we've partnered with local industry partners who support diversity groups out there. I feel that now, though, we have the opportunity and the challenge of creating more of a unified national approach to ensure consistency and so that nobody falls through the cracks.
I completely agree. And as the industry leader, which Coldwell Banker absolutely is the industry leader, we're the company that even brought the code of ethics to real estate. We have redoubled our efforts in some of the ways that you mentioned. So I appreciate you sharing some of that. And in some others as well, like we updated our fair housing handbook. We created from scratch brand new fair housing training, and that entire program we've made available to every Coldwell Banker agent. Indeed, we feel so strongly about the principles and practice of fair housing compliance that we made that particular training program available to the entire industry. Beyond that, since last year, our team's been working hard on a program that would eventually become our inclusive ownership program designed to support the growth of really our next generation of diverse entrepreneurs from traditionally underserved communities, growing companies, diversifying leadership in our industry. And ultimately and truly, this is the real test, the real goal of everything we do, increasing home ownership and equality of opportunity among some of our most underrepresented populations. We can do that. We can have that impact. And actually, the origination of the Inclusive Opportunity for Ownership program involves you, Roderick, because the very concept of that program was born from some of the experiences that you and I had and the entire team at the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, or NAREB, conference in Atlantic City last year, back in 2019. Would you mind sharing a little bit about that experience?
I'd be more than happy to. You know, Ryan, I have to say, attending that NAREB conference, or NAREB, was truly an incredible experience for me. Not only had I never been to such an industry conference ever, but I'd only learned of NAREB a few months prior to that. So what happened? Myself and some of my colleagues, other office managers, Natalie Carpenter of Illinois, and Sandra Stewart of Virginia, we were sent out to represent Coldwell Banker at the national conference. So we had set up our booth in the vendors hall, and we set up our booth alongside mortgage lenders and home inspectors and other real estate tradespeople. And we had a goal. We set a goal to make our booth the place to be. So we came down fully prepared literature, handouts. We set up a photo booth. We even had music. Hey, shout out to DJ Sandra for bringing her boombox. It was awesome, right? So needless to say, our booth quickly became the place to be in the vendors hall. But everyone saw all the excitement and they came over, wanted to take pictures, and it really gave us an opportunity to demonstrate our culture and to tell our story. But what quickly became a running theme of people who were coming over to the booth, they kept saying things like, what was Coldwell Banker doing here at the NAREB conference, right? They didn't think that such a big national brand had such a focus around supporting diversity and coming to the NAREB conference like that. So then we started to look around to the other booths. There were about 40 in the hall. And of all those booths, there's only one other brand that was there, and they didn't have any realtors. They didn't have any heads of diversity, heads of HR, let alone they didn't have any CEOs. You were the only CEO who was there. And we all walked away from that conference with so much. I personally gained a better sense of the challenge of running a Black-owned business, but I also gained a huge sense of pride in being part of such a celebration of diversity, seeing so many successful business people of color lifting each other up and supporting each other. Now, since that first NAREB conference that we've all attended, we've worked very closely with NAREB. Coldwell Banker has done an incredible job supporting diversity, particularly with the president, Mr. Donnell Williams, who coincidentally, not only is he a fellow New Jerseyan, he actually lives in the same town where you proudly call home, Morristown, which again, coincidentally, is the same town where I first started my real estate career. So it feels like everything comes full circle.
Yeah, it does. Well put, definitely full circle. And I have to say, our first NAREB conference was amazing. It was amazing. It was a revelation. It was a lot of fun, a lot of learning. But hearing some of those NAREB members share that they just didn't even expect a global brand to be there at the annual conference of the single largest Black trade association in our entire industry, that was like a gut punch for me. You and I and the entire team, the dream team, as you call them, we came away from that event committed to change a lot. For instance, many of the NAREB members, they seemed to feel that Coldwell Banker was an amazing and legendary company, but not a home built for them. And that killed me. So fast forward to 2020 NAREB conference in Las Vegas, where Association President Donnell Williams, as you said, was kind enough to give us some main stage time to unveil our new program that would become the Inclusive Ownership Program. And the conversation around Coldwell Banker at that conference was suddenly very, very different.
You can say that again. It definitely was very different. Suddenly, no longer was it like, what is Coldwell Banker doing here? Now it was more like, hey, there they are. There's our Coldwell Banker friends. And that felt great. By now, the dream team, as we call it, had grown with two more incredible managers. We brought on Donna Reed of Florida and Vanessa Simmons of Ohio. And I have to say, Ryan, when you announced that program for diversity and ownership, now Inclusive Ownership Program, the entire convention erupted. We had people coming up to us from all over the country who were saying things like, really? So Coldwell Banker is going to help me open my own franchise? Who can I talk with? And you were buzzing around the room and talking to everybody about it.
It was an incredible event. It was an incredible conference in general. And we had so many people come up to us. Some of those firms are some of the newest firms in the Coldwell Banker system now. We have dozens of others who are working their way through the program and process right now too. And they are just a fraction of the literally hundreds of people who reached out to us immediately following that announcement. We probably had over 100 the same day that we announced that program. It's a bold program on purpose. It's the most powerful in the industry, bar none. And it was powerful enough to get many of the best business owners in the industry to pay attention, to reach out, and to explore how they could build on the Coldwell Banker platform. And speaking of the Coldwell Banker platform, Roderick, another way that you're involved here, you are currently working with a technology and data team to develop and conceive and roll out and mature a number of different pilots and programs and services, some of which aren't even announced yet. You are a successful agent, now you're a successful manager, leading through the chaos of change management and harnessing the power of these tools and services for your agents. I wonder if you could share a little bit.
Okay, Ryan, no, I'm not going to give away everything right now.
Don't.
We have an entire Gin Blue. Hold your horses. We got an entire Gin Blue conference to learn all the details. But here's what I'm going to say. It really is incredible and exciting to see how Coldwell Banker is able to leverage its strength, its size, and technology to develop tools truly with agents to help manage and help them grow their business. That data team that you talk about, they are awesome. They have connected with my agents. They sit down, they talk, they listen, and they really try to understand the needs of the agents. And then they couple that with machine learning and artificial intelligence to build innovative and proprietary tools, making Coldwell Banker primed to continue to be that leader that you were talking about of the entire industry, with not only the best tools, but the very best agents around.
I agree. So now I'm going to try and restrain myself and not launch you into an entire new section where we talk about the new technology and unique services, true services delivered by thousands of Coldwell Banker employees, the entire network, like no other brand, like never before. Yep. But I digress. As you said, there's a whole conference for that. I won't get up on my high horse, but I do think that was a perfect way to wrap up this opening and really kick off all of the Gin Blue experience by focusing on what and how we're delivering for our agents and brokers today and into the future. So Roderick, I really, really want to thank you on behalf of all of Gin Blue for sharing some of your experiences with us and a lot of your excitement. So thank you so very much. I think our network now has a really great sense of where we're going and exactly why.
Well, thank you, Ryan. It's always a pleasure catching up with you, as well as sharing all the truly awesome work that is going on by so many incredible Coldwell Banker employees and, of course, the agents. So I am so excited for the next couple of days. See you later, Gin Blue.
I'm so excited for the rest of the conference as well. Thank you once again, Roderick. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Coldwell Banker is absolutely the company of firsts. We're accustomed to driving the change in our industry, and now, once again, we are changing, raising expectations. We're raising expectations of broker owners on what a brand should deliver for them, from value to values, from tools to support. We're raising the expectations of agents regarding the depth and breadth of the value that a broker who has the right partner can drive for the growth and success of their business. And we're definitely raising expectations of service of all communities, including historically underserved communities. We're doing all of this by providing each and every one of you a platform of principles, technology, tools, learning, and service that will allow you to wow your customers and leave the competition in the dust. This is the mark that I want us to leave on the world of real estate. And we are doing exactly that. So, Gin Blue, thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for showing us the way. Thank you for always leading by example, including through the mayhem and miracles of 2020 and well beyond. Thank you for raising expectations, which has become a Coldwell Banker tradition and will be for generations to come. Speaking of raising expectations, I'd like to introduce someone who insists upon and, in fact, delivers on exactly that every single day. I am proud to call her my partner in driving network excellence. She pushes me, she teaches me every single day, And if you know her, you know that's exactly true. Ladies and gentlemen of Gen Blue, I give you Coldwell Banker Real Estate Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, Liz Geringer.
As you can see, Ryan is a heartfelt leader. He cares so much about our values, about who we are and how we do our business. At Coldwell Banker, we've earned a reputation over decades. People across the world know us and trust us today, and they have for over a century. And that is thanks to every single person who carries the Coldwell Banker flag. The public's trust in us is based on who you are, how you treat people, and the value you bring to them every day. We are a leader in ethical conduct. We've been designated by Ethisphere as one of the world's most ethical companies for the 9th year in a row. That's something we should all be really proud of. As people today are facing a major amount of uncertainty, they are making really careful choices, and they are choosing quality and people they can trust. They're choosing us. Today, we are being called to rise to the occasion and be the absolute best that we can each be. As Chief Operating Officer of Coldwell Banker, I have access to our entire network of brokers and agents around the world. And as soon as we started seeing the impact of COVID-19, we put our emergency response capabilities into action. We were super impressed with the positivity of our European leaders like Raffaella Pace. She's the marketing director of Coldwell Banker Italy. Raffaella took the opportunity to focus our agents' daily lives on world-class products, increased interaction, and training, so that when the time came, they'd be immediately prepared to support our clients far and above our competitors. Across the world, helping our agents to live exceptional lives, it's our common commitment. And I was impressed that we were able to keep our agents fully engaged and supported, even on our most challenging days. One of our leaders who greatly impressed us from the outset is Laurent Demure. He is president and CEO of Coldwell Banker France and Monaco. He told us to seize the disruption, to use the time to manage the future, to encourage everyone to create the company they envision. And so we did. While others may have merely reacted, we reinvented ways to partner with our brokers and agents to support their business, pivoting to offerings that would keep everyone engaged and feeling positive. At all times, we help agents and brokers build a strong and profitable business in a way that is supportive. We really are a company that inspires pride. During COVID, we kicked off programming, which included public expos about how to conduct real estate business virtually, covering everything from marketing, listings, to hosting virtual showings, open houses, and closings. We all focused on how to make the use of an abundance of shelter-in-place time. And Ryan seized the moment. He kept the public informed on rapidly developing market intelligence. While our agents were sheltered in place, the attendance on our product calls increased by 244%. 244%. Our agents embrace the opportunity to invest the time in growing their skills. They are dedicated professionals. There are simply no better agents than Coldwell Banker agents. The best in any business surround themselves with exceptional people. So following a sold-out in-person growth event in February, if you even remember in-person events, we created more virtual recruiting events this year. We included leaders from our own brokerage, like Chief Recruiting Officer Peter Sobek. Peter, just like the hundreds of proud Coldwell Banker broker owners across the globe, recruits from his heart with a proven formula and by highlighting the Coldwell Banker product set. Coldwell Banker provides the tools and resources that our competitors dream about. We've also been busy at Coldwell Banker University this year, offering nearly 100 classes and having over 10,000 agents attending our courses, like our very successful AMP class. AMP has a proven track record for increasing agent productivity by 30%. More productivity means more money for our agents, and I am pretty sure that they like that. I've also heard a ton of positive feedback on our new Virtual Wealth Builder Expo series, which helps our agents focus on their own financial future. It's led by renowned personal finance coaches from the Dave Ramsey Group. Tomorrow, Dave himself will be conducting a breakout session at Gen Blue. This resilience that exists in Coldwell Banker in all of us was fully lived during 2020, and it was highlighted in an Inman article. In it, we identified the business support we provided to your agents and brokers this year and recognized our truly strong sense of Coldwell Banker community. If you are part of us, you know that our network's culture is rooted in helping each other, conversations flourished among our network this year, initially about how to survive and then how to thrive. We saw masterminds driven by broker owners and our own brokerage leaders offering best practice sharing for our 90,000 plus agents and several hundred broker owners across the globe. At the same time, we kept ideas flowing with discussions led by our network stars, like Lori and Josh Arnold of Coldwell Banker Apex, Sue Yannicone of Coldwell Banker Realty, Mike Grady of Coldwell Banker Bain, and Leslie McKenzie of Coldwell Banker Hickok and Boardman. Other bright lights in our network, like Bernice Hellman of Coldwell Banker Hellman, powered on with our logo rebrand mid-crisis, dropping kits at agent homes and celebrating together with her team virtually. The good news didn't stop there. We're well known for supporting our communities. With our Hometown Heroes campaigns and Home for Dog projects, there's a lot to see. If you've not yet checked out #CBGoodNews, I recommend it. It shows the true colors of Coldwell Banker and our love and support for local communities. Clearly, 2020 accomplishments thus far are worthy of our deepest gratitude and could be our entire focus today. But we are also here to celebrate Coldwell Banker's outstanding performance in 2019. The Real Trends 2019 list identified our own brokerage and thereby the entire powerhouse leadership team of Coldwell Banker Realty as the largest broker in volume across the entire United States. In all, 37 Coldwell Banker companies qualified for the list by volume. And looking across at our individual agent and team award winners for 2019, who we are celebrating today, our network has outstanding people driving all of us to aim even higher. I'm clearly inspired by our agents. I am also inspired by Ryan's commitment to nurturing an inclusive company. As you know, Coldwell Banker welcomes all races, ethnicities, genders, and preferences, and ages in real estate. We proudly started this year by launching our own inclusive ownership program. We wanted to expand our network and give people new ways to enhance their business opportunities. Speaking of, a very warm welcome to our 3 newest brokerages, Coldwell Banker Omni Group in Santa Ana, California, Coldwell Banker Action Holdings in Grand Island, Nebraska, and Coldwell Banker Commercial Northland in Flagstaff, Arizona. Our focus on inclusion began well before the world turned a renewed focus to issues of civil justice. We know that being inclusive of everyone, it goes beyond just being diverse. We stand for fairness and equality, for understanding, and for celebration. And we showed that this year during our virtual Pride Parade. It was co-hosted by Ryan with inspirational stories from Coldwell Banker agents. Our own Jamie Zapata of Coldwell Banker Deanne Harper wears the crown for the Pinnacle Award, and it's impossible to imagine her worthy successor or anyone who brings Coldwell Banker so much pride. Looking forward, September to October 15th is the time to celebrate National Hispanic Heritage Month. So be on the lookout for events highlighting our Latino agents and brokers, including our participation in Latitude. We are focused on inclusiveness in our own operations too. As Ryan and Roderick mentioned, we're advised by employee resource groups and diversity inclusion councils. I truly enjoy our leadership team, which includes many talented women. Women like Kate Rossi and Sue Yannicone, Tanya Rue Narvaez, Anna Vizioli, Ashley Dembowski, Lindsay Lastansky and Tori Keshenjay, Casey Ricker, Jan Loomis, Kate McMurdo. I could go on. Each of these women adds so much to our team. And we serve among the equally talented men of Coldwell Banker, who you know and love, like Ryan, Greg Macris, David Marine, Mike Fisher, Chris Clark, our relatively new leader of Coldwell Banker Commercial, Dan Spiegel, and our absolute king of global luxury, Craig Hogan. This Coldwell Banker team gives their all every day. I'm so super proud of the way we pulled together during COVID and reinvented the way we work to serve all of you. Together, we are proud that Fortune magazine continues to notice us, naming our parent company, boldly led by Ryan Schneider, as one of the best companies to work for the 6th consecutive year. You may have heard about another point of pride. Coldwell Banker earned the Women's Choice Award for the 3rd year in a row. That means 9 out of 10 women recommend Coldwell Banker as their real estate agency of choice. When home buyers and sellers are looking for a real estate company, the Women's Choice seal on an agent and company set of marketing materials represents a huge show of confidence from women. We also support the women professionals in our network with our speaker series, What Moves Her. Our leaders like Pauline Bennett focus extensively on developing those around them. And we certainly support the building and budding important voices of powerful women like Samantha Diaz, just Sam, who's here with us today. She's here to help celebrate our awesomeness, and she represents those among us who have found our strength to speak a little more loudly with just a little bit of encouragement from a network that welcomed us. In this chapter of Coldwell Banker's history, we expect to expand our network and give the people who inspire us every day new ways to grow their business with us. As to our immediate future, I've been personally connecting with the leaders of our network, like Tim Milam of the Advantage family of companies in North Carolina, Joe King of Coldwell Banker Realty, and Ron Sweeney of Coldwell Banker Heritage, who are both in Ohio, Steve Houle of Coldwell Banker Island Properties in Hawaii. These companies, they are tending to their people and their communities. They're recruiting like mad, and they are creating tremendous success in their business. Big numbers, the likes of which I wish for each and every one of you. It's remarkable what we've accomplished over the course of time at Coldwell Banker, and particularly during 2020. Business as usual is boring. Together, we've built immunity to business challenges, and I'm proud to be here on this team. If you are part of us, thank you. If you're not yet, I do hope you'll consider it. Join the brand where you will be seen and appreciated. Speaking of, let's turn our attention to the award winners among us. Mike and Lindsay, we are all ears.
This is Award Center.
It's virtual Gen Blue. I'm on a virtual set. Heck, I'm wearing virtual pants. But the awards, they're real. And we're counting down some of the top agents and teams. We're revealing why the Hero of the Year award has extra special meaning this year. And we're shining a spotlight on preserving the trust, the Chandler Barton Award, and so much more. Award Center starts now.
Welcome to a special edition of Award Center. Lindsay Listansky here with the unofficial Mayor of New Jersey, Mike Fisher. Mike and I are going to tell you all you need to know about this year's champions, the shining beacons of glory that are the Coldwell Banker Award winners on this virtual Gen Blue extravaganza.
That's right. All of this year's nominees have made us proud to be part of Gen Blue. At Coldwell Banker, we are surrounded by winners. Literally, look right here.
Let's count it down, starting at the top.
With a network of over 92,000, it takes more than just one good year to become the top agent in the Coldwell Banker network. To be consistently number one, well, that requires you to be Jade Mills. Like the New England Patriots, the New York Yankees, and Serena Williams, this Coldwell Banker Realty agent out of Beverly Hills continues to dominate the game, topping our dollar volume leaderboard yet again.
And while Jade Mills might be the Tom Brady of real estate, she's not the only top performer. The #1 award winners from across the Coldwell Banker network in each of our agent and teams categories are all forces to be reckoned with. Phil Rotondo of Coldwell Banker Realty in Palm Bay, Florida is the top producer by units. Listen to this. Rotondo sold an impressive 324 units in 2019. Mike, that's almost a property every single day.
That's amazing. Now, let's move over to the small teams category, where you have Gail Roberts and Ed Fijo as the top small team in dollar volume. Now, you mentioned Tom Brady. Well, Gail, Ed, and the team are also New England icons. But you know what? They're still actually in New England.
The Grillon team of Fayetteville, North Carolina guided more people home than any other team in the past year, topping our list for units sold.
And staying in ACC country, just down Tobacco Road, once again, the Jim Allen Group in Raleigh, North Carolina, is the #1 team in units in the large teams category.
And I don't think it's a surprise to anyone to see the Jill Zeter Group in Miami atop the large teams leaderboard in dollar volume, with over $500 million in sales last year.
Wow, that's amazing, and that's a powerhouse lineup. From top agents to top teams, it is safe to say that Coldwell Banker is a brand made up of amazing people whose mission it is to help others leave their mark on the world of real estate.
It's true excellence across the board.
That's right, Lindsay. And our next award shines a light on those who have truly embodied excellence, not once, not twice, but throughout their entire career.
The prestigious Preserving the Trust Award is presented annually to a member of the Coldwell Banker Network who has championed the cause of home ownership for all and left a positive impact on their community.
This year's Preserving the Trust Award winner is Gary Teeters of Coldwell Banker Kivett Teeters. And we are very sad to have lost Gary this year, but we celebrate the profound impact of his legacy on our business. Gary embraced a consumer-first mindset and was one of the first brokers to create a one-stop shop in real estate, offering escrow and mortgage services to ensure that his clients would be treated fairly throughout the entire real estate transaction process. He loved his community, and his community truly loved him back.
I'm honored to welcome Gary's daughter, Tricia Worth Gregory, and Gary's son-in-law, Kevin Gregory, to accept this posthumous award on Gary's behalf.
Thanks, Mike. We are truly honored on behalf of the family and the 120 plus agents here at Coldwell Banker Capiki to receive this award. Gary was about community and he was about his agents. What's right is right, what's fair is fair. Gary always thought about the agents first, so that way the agents can think about the communities first. And this award will be huge for him. Gary wasn't big on recognition of his accomplishments, and this is a great honor for us as a family and for our agents.
We always tease Gary and that he bled blue because he was with Coldwell Banker from start to finish, 38 years, and believed in the message, believed in what good we were able to do locally and nationally, and he took those qualities and he bled those every day to his agents, to the community, and this award to everyone who's probably ever met Gary is just absolutely spot on. And we thank you for honoring him, and we thank you for giving him an opportunity to take what he did best, and that was helping others, and giving him such a great opportunity to do that through an amazing career in real estate with Coldwell Banker. And Coldwell Banker Capiki and our family appreciates this so much. Thank you.
By following Gary's example, we can all make our community stronger and hopefully bring people just a little closer together.
We have some breaking news here on Award Center about the Coldwell Banker Hero of the Year Award.
Did you ever know you're my hero?
Mike, all Bette Midler references should be held for after the show. But speaking of heroes, the Coldwell Banker Network has generated more than $26 million to charities since the program began in 2012. Charity is the name of the game for this year's Hero of the Year. For more, let's bring in our Coldwell Banker Heroes correspondent, Gustavo Gonzalez. Now, Gustavo, what goes into selecting the Hero of the Year?
The Coldwell Banker Hero of the Year Award honors one individual, office, or company that takes great pride in strengthening their community while going that extra mile to ensure that those in need have a trusted advocate for a brighter future.
Gustavo, I think you and I can both agree 2020 has certainly proved to be a difficult year so far. Was it challenging to select the nominees for this year's award?
Lindsay, in a word, no. You know, the challenges of 2020 have proven that the people in the Coldwell Banker Network are true hometown heroes in all of their communities. This year's Hero of the Year stands out amongst a crowded field. At the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, she put forth a significant portion of her own income and also raised money to get supplies, meals, and care packages to essential workers in need. She raised $20,000, volunteered 1,000 hours, and collected 10,000 non-perishable goods to help her community in its time of need. With all of that, it's no surprise that Maria Capiki of Coldwell Banker Weir Manual is our 2020 Hero of the Year. Here's what Maria's broker has to say about her.
Every now and then someone comes into your life, they just kind of burst in there, and their smile, their energy, their compassion, their drive, it just takes you aback. That's the story of Maria. Maria's been with us a little over a year, and in fact, in her first week being in the company, she requested through her manager to come and meet with me so she could find out whether or not our foundation would contribute to her charity, Evolve K-12. And I thought, after meeting her initially, and she left, holy cow, this person really has a lot of passion, a lot of energy, probably going to be a good agent. Well, she's not only a good agent, she's a great agent. But as good as she is as an agent, she's a better person. She wills people to want to be involved in charitable work. Maria also finds, if you can believe it, herself involved in every single company-wide charity that we have. In fact, just this morning, we were at a Habitat for Humanity groundbreaking, and there she was. I can't think of anyone who I've ever met that is more deserving. Couldn't be more proud to be associated with her, with the Coldwell Banker Network, and all the giving and charitable work that happens in our great organization throughout the United States. All the best to all of you. And Maria, congratulations.
Congratulations to Maria and to all the heroes across Gen Blue. Lindsay, take it away.
Thank you, Gustavo, and thank you, Maria, for representing Coldwell Banker so well in your community. This is incredibly well-deserved.
Hey, 2 thumbs up for sure. And speaking of thumbs,
Oh, you're going there.
I'm the king of segues.
Don't push it.
Hey, our final award is one of the most prestigious in the Coldwell Banker brand. You have the Oscars, the Heismans, the Grammys, but what about the Bartons?
That's right.
Little help here.
Did you need my...
The Chandler Barton Spirit Award is named after former Coldwell Banker president Chandler Barton, who is known for his strong leadership coupled with an engaging and infectious personality.
This award is presented annually to a member of the network who exemplifies Chandler Barton's can-do attitude and has shown the ability to innovate and persevere despite obstacles or setbacks.
So today we honor someone who has spent more than 3 decades fighting every day to protect Coldwell Banker agents and brokers. His tenacity, positive attitude, honesty, and integrity are renowned in the industry. This year's Chandler Barton Spirit Award winner is the man, the myth, and the legend, General Counsel for Coldwell Banker Realty, Mr. Mike Hull. So let's bring him in now so we can have a chat. You know, Mike to Mike, Bruin to Trojan. Congratulations, Mike. You really deserve this.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, here's a fun fact. Not only are we both named Mike, but we both knew Chandler Barton.
You guys, can you see this? When he retired, he left me a golf ball with his picture on it. He came by my office and left me that golf ball and said, "Don't forget me, Mike." And he says, "Don't play with this golf ball. Just keep it in your bag." Isn't that cool?
Mike, that's awesome. You know, after 30 years of service with Coldwell Banker, what does this award really mean to you?
I'm just hugely honored and humbled by the fact that I should be recognized by my clients. Being out there in the offices for 31 years, it was actually 31 years, really enriched my life and helped me to share Chandler's vision. And I've been so grateful to see every time I communicate with some who have done so well and are with us for year after year after year. It's been a wonderful compliment to the fact that my blocking, my coaching to them helped them to prevail. So I'm very grateful, and I'm thank you. God bless you all, and just keep fighting on. Never give in to adversity. Keep fighting on.
What an amazing career and an even more amazing person.
I couldn't agree more. Well, you know what? That does it for us here on Award Center.
On deck is a special conversation with Vice President of Brand Marketing, my friend Tori Keshinjay, and this year's American Idol winner, Samantha Diaz, also known as Just Sam.
Hey, I'm just Mike.
And I'm just Lindsay. Have a great virtual Gen Blue, everyone.
That was awesome. I couldn't fly higher than an eagle right now.
Oh,
He killed it.
God. That's good.
It was.
It was fun.
Chandler was good.
He was excellent.
Yeah.
Always.
He's just all thumbs.
All thumbs, yeah.
That's no problem.
And now, get ready for an overview of awesomeness with Coldwell Banker's Chief Marketing Officer, David Marine.
2020. What a year to rebrand. Whose idea was it to rebrand this year anyway? All these big plans, launch campaigns, roll out the first logo change in over 40 years and stick the landing on this massive undertaking, and then 2020 happens. They say that hindsight is 2020. But looking back, who could have possibly imagined that this year would actually be the perfect year for Coldwell Banker to rebrand? Stay with me for a second. We refer to our rebrand effort as Project North Star, both to symbolize the change in our logo design, but also the fact that our brand story for more than a century has proven that we are the North Star of the real estate industry. Our position as the undisputed leader in real estate has never been more on display than this year. Harvard Business School historian Nancy Cohn once wrote, "Real leaders are not born. The ability to help others triumph over adversity is not written into their genetic code. They are instead made. They are forged in crisis." That quote perfectly describes the Coldwell Banker brand. We were forged in crisis back in 1906, and it's proved we are the North Star of this industry through today's crisis-ridden world. No other real estate brand has voiced leadership like we have. News outlets turn to us for our perspective on the real estate climate, exemplified by Ryan Gorman's appearances on CNBC, Fox Business, Yahoo Finance, and more. Our broadcast interview opportunities have increased 400% year over year. We've had over 37 high-profile interviews to talk about the real estate market, the luxury space, marketing, and more. That's averaging more than one interview every single week. Beyond public relations, while others hope to just ride out 2020 and wait for better days, we know that when a downturn comes, you don't stop advertising. We have paved the road to recovery with consumer messaging that positions our agents to rule the recovery. While our Guiding You Home campaign didn't launch as planned during March Madness, we were able to quickly pivot, my favorite marketing term of the year, and celebrate the hometown heroes in our communities across the globe. We made a small adjustment to our end card, and that simple tweak made our ad the highest rated ad in real estate according to Ace Metrics. This marks the 9th straight year that Coldwell Banker has had the most effective advertising in the industry, outperforming traditional brokerages and real estate aggregators alike. But here's the thing. We're not even done yet. We've been building a platform of customizable marketing materials through BrandServe, where you've downloaded tens of thousands of customized assets to date. We've enhanced our internal communications and unified our network with the move from CB Exchange to Desk. In the product studio, under the leadership of Mike Fisher and Casey Ricker, they're on the verge of the next great iteration of CBX through a partnership with Moxie later this year. And they continue to make enhancements on their award-winning Listing Concierge program. And as if one amazing ad campaign wasn't enough, we've added another, one we call All We Have, which features content from all of you, along with consumer-generated video, to celebrate the story of appreciation for the greatest destination on earth, a place we call home. This new ad, along with our incredible Guiding You Home campaign, has been running across appointment viewing programming like the NBA playoffs, while also taking advantage of the surge in streaming through Hulu and other on-demand channels. Plus, we're reaching in-market buyers and sellers through programmatic video and a social-focused digital plan. Broadcast industry legend Donald McGannon once said, "Leadership is not a position or a title. It is action and example." Action and example. We are the North Star of real estate, not just because of our visual identity, but also because of the actions and examples that our brand and network showcase in every corner of the globe. We are united under this banner of the North Star, both figuratively and literally, and so we thought it was time to align our global luxury program with this new visual design as well. Take a look.
We are a community of elite luxury real estate professionals devoted to our craft. Only committed students of their profession, backed by the right support, can attain this level of expertise. Together, we sell more million-dollar homes than any other real estate brand. Share the power of a global network and create unforgettable marketing for exceptional properties. Together, our new look is a reflection of our leadership, our reputation, and our standard of excellence. An icon that now, more than ever, inspires us all to leave our mark on luxury.
This new design perfectly encapsulates everything we want to achieve with the Global Luxury Program. And consumers agree. Research with highly affluent consumers showed that they view the Coldwell Banker brand as a leader in the luxury real estate space. They also viewed our new design as being appealing, memorable, sophisticated, and modern. We worked with some top agents and teams as part of focus groups to help fashion the latest iteration of this logo. And through the process, one comment became crystal clear from everyone we talked to was this: that while our design may change, what we offer as part of the Global Luxury Program and the standard of excellence that we hold to must not change. That was music to my ears, because we have big plans to continue to invest and grow the Global Luxury Program in the months and years ahead, building on the foundation laid by our Vice President of Luxury, Craig Hogan. Today, you can download the new Global Luxury logo with your DBAs through BrandServe, and you can start exploring some of the enhanced marketing materials as we embark on what will most certainly be a multi-year transition. We're eyeing the end of 2022 as a target for our luxury specialists and our companies to embrace this new design. There's a lot of talk in our industry about value proposition. What's your value proposition? What makes you different? What makes you unique? I'm here to tell you that no other real estate brand offers what Coldwell Banker offers. A legacy of leading in good times and in bad, the most effective advertising in the industry, more million-dollar home sales than any other real estate brand through our Global Luxury Program, and unique product set featuring the likes of CBX and concierge services, and a bold new look that positions us well both for the present and the future. But you know what? We can do more. We're in the business of home. Home to us is more than just the four walls where we reside. It's the loved ones who come in through the front door. It's giving back so that others can experience home for themselves. It's our sense of community. Our newest partner shares our mission of home, and they do so in one of the most incredible ways possible. Many of us have been touched in some way by the plague that is cancer. But it is even more disheartening when the diagnosis is with a child. This organization seeks to help families during these trying times by giving them a home away from home, while also treating some of the most rare forms of childhood cancer. And they do all of this free of charge. Because of the generosity of people like you, families no longer have to worry about housing or hospital bills and can instead focus on the health and well-being of their children. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you the next great Coldwell Banker partner, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. This is our opportunity to make a difference in the lives of these children and their families. Take a look at why we are so excited to partner with St. Jude's.
For many of us, our most powerful memories of home come from childhood. But for thousands of kids each year who get diagnosed with childhood cancers and other life-threatening diseases, just living life and being a kid can become unimaginably difficult. We're proud to announce that Coldwell Banker is teaming up with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to help save kids' lives. St. Jude welcomes more than 8,000 kids a year from across the U.S. and around the globe. When they need it most, these patients and families find a home away from home at St. Jude, where everyone shares the same mission: finding cures, saving children. Families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because all a family should worry about is helping their child live. What makes St. Jude possible are the generous donors, supporters like Coldwell Banker. Coldwell Banker agents will be the heart of this movement, with our brand new program supporting the mission of St. Jude. Here's a look at just one of the lives changed by St. Jude.
Ashton was a high-level athlete, even at 5. Competitive cheerleader, softball player. We noticed that Ashton wasn't quite herself. Nausea that was kind of random, and complaining of headaches.
I didn't even know how to say the word medulloblastoma. My thoughts were, I'm gonna lose my daughter.
The physician was like, your best option is St. Jude.
Once we got to St. Jude,
Ashton had 30 treatments of radiation, 4 rounds of chemotherapy. She is one of the strongest kids I've ever met in my life. Most people with cancer end up having $1 million treatments. For most of the population, that is not doable. Coming here and receiving treatment that was life-saving for our child, and knowing that that treatment would be of no cost to us was a huge weight lifted. You don't have to worry about food. You don't worry about housing. You don't worry about medical bills. You can be present 100% here for Ashton. That meant the world to us.
Everything looks clear. No ugly white spots in there.
It's all gone. Yay! I've always felt like Ashton had a special purpose here on earth. And we don't know what it is yet, but I'm so thankful that we get an opportunity to see what that is.
We are leaving St. Jude. This has been our home, and these people here have been our family.
We can't wait to see the impact the Coldwell Banker Network is going to make on St. Jude and its patients. Agents participating in the CB Support St. Jude program can choose to make an automatic donation for every home sale or purchase they complete, and can opt in or out of the program at any time. Participating agents will also have access to a suite of powerful marketing materials designed to attract clients, make listings pop, and inspire people with St. Jude's life-saving mission. With your support, we can help one of the world's leading children's hospitals develop even more powerful treatments and help the world's bravest kids get back home even faster.
After watching that video, it's impossible not to be excited about this partnership. And I felt like I had to sit down for this next conversation. You know, all the information about the St. Jude's partnership you can find on desk. You can also go to coldwellbanker.com/St. Jude, which will have details on the partnership as well as the ability to donate today. But don't go there just quite yet, because I want you to hear from our next guest. As having worked with St. Jude for the last year and putting this partnership together, one thing you realize is that everyone connected with St. Jude's really lives and breathes the cause, and the connection between our brand and theirs around this idea of home is really so strong. So it's my great pleasure to introduce our next guest, who is the Supervisor of Creative Media Services, and not only works at St. Jude's, but has also been a patient there as well. Please welcome Joel Alsop. Joel, thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure to join you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. And we got to meet in person a little over a year ago, back when we were meeting people in person.
Yeah.
And I got to hear a bit of your story and the fact that you not only work for St. Jude's, but you've also been a patient at St. Jude's as well. Can you share a bit of your story with our audience?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. St. Jude has been part of my life now for more than 30 years. So I've been there with our creative media services team doing video production for the last 17 years of my life, but actually 15 years before that. So we're going on 32 years ago, I came to St. Jude for the very first time. So I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this was back in December of 1987. I was living there, right-handed little child, into Cub Scouts, into soccer and baseball and basketball. And right about Christmas time, I started having pain in my right arm and stopped using my right arm. And my parents were very good and very observant. So they took me to my pediatrician. We had an x-ray done. From that x-ray, he saw something in there. He didn't want to panic us just yet. So he sent us to our children's hospital. We had an MRI done. And from that MRI, they could see clearly what was going on, that there was a tumor growing in my right arm. It actually grown large enough. It had broken a bone near my shoulder, which was why I was in pain and had stopped using my hand. Fortunately for us, even though the tumor was large, it was still in its early stages. It hadn't spread beyond the arm. We were also very fortunate that the doctor who looked at that scan in Chattanooga had done his fellowship at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So he told my mom and dad, based on the scan, this was probably going to be an osteosarcoma, which is a form of bone cancer. What that would mean is probably a year worth of treatment, probably a major surgery would be involved. And he said, but I used to work at St. Jude, and they have a wonderful protocol for this. I'm going to refer you guys there. We get all this news. My mom and dad both have good jobs, and we have good health insurance. But this being 1987, this was pre-internet, pre a lot of the good word you hear about St. Jude now.
Right.
So we didn't know what to expect. We trusted the doctor, knew the treatment would be good, but we thought, okay, this is a hospital. It's 350 miles away from home. We're going to, my mom and dad are going to need to get jobs in Memphis. We're going to need to sell our house and cars to pay for this treatment. That's what we kind of thought. So we got to stay at home for Christmas, drove across the state just a couple of days later, got to St. Jude and found out, don't worry about any of that. When we walked in the doors, they told us, we're going to pay for all of your son's treatment, all of your travel here, your meals while you're here. So all you have to do is focus on him and helping me get better. So that was just this huge burden lifted off my parents' shoulders to know that my dad could stay in Chattanooga, take care of my brother and sister. They would visit as often as possible. That my mom could stay with me in Memphis. And then we'd get to go home about every 2 weeks or so while I was on treatment. So our doctor in Chattanooga was absolutely right. I had about a year worth of chemotherapy treatments to help eliminate the osteosarcoma. And it was about 4 months into those treatments, the decision was made to amputate my right arm. And that was just really kind of standard protocol at the time. Given the size and placement of the tumor, that's what had to be done to eliminate the cancer. It sounds funny to say, but I was not losing any God-given abilities with this right arm. Even though I was right-handed, I was not in danger of becoming a professional athlete or anything like that. I was probably secretly meant to be a lefty. So I learned, I had 7 months of treatment after my amputation. So at St. Jude, it's not just about the chemotherapy. I had physical therapy to help me learn how to use my left hand. I had a homebound teacher who helped me learn how to write with my left hand and keep up with my school assignments. So by the time I finished my last bit of chemotherapy, I went right back home to Chattanooga, hopped right from second grade into third grade, didn't miss a beat. Started playing sports I'd nenever played before. I started playing baseball, played first base and center field for years. I wasn't the right fielder who just ate grass. I was actually an active member of the team. Got into distance running, and I've done triathlons for like the last several years as well. And I've been blessed to come back and work at St. Jude for the last 17 years. And not only that, my wife is a former St. Jude patient as well. We got married coming up right at 2 years ago, actually on the St. Jude campus, because that's where our families met. We actually met at a St. Jude event. I played the long game. You can see we're talking about, I met her more than 25 years ago. We got married 2 years ago. It took me a while to tell her how I felt, but luckily she felt the same way. And now we're married and just living an absolutely amazing life because of this wonderful hospital.
It's an incredible story. St. Jude's represents such an incredible cause. This idea of not only just the fact that you're not charging anyone for being there and for getting the treatment, but just the community feel and wanting to make these kids still feel like they're home and that they can have these normal lives. I think that's just an amazing cause. Talk to me about how you've seen that remain either constant or even develop over time from being a patient there to now being someone who works there every day.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's the grasp that I have of what the hospital does is so much better now. Going from being 7 to 40 now, I've seen not only the changes in the hospital, but the way my mind wraps its head around about everything that's done there. I mean, every patient who walks through the doors doesn't receive a bill for anything, and that's kids we're treating from all 50 states and from around the world. And not only that, the treatments have progressed. Now, for patients like mine with osteosarcoma, a lot of times it occurs in the arm and the leg. We can find the tumor in time like mine where it's still localized to the bone. In the vast majority of cases, we can do limb sparing. So the child gets to keep their arm or their leg and not have to go on and worry about that. So it's changed drastically. Overall, childhood cancer survival rates have gone from 20% when we opened in 1962 to more than 80% today. The most common form of childhood cancer was only a 4% survival rate when we opened in 1962. It's 94% today.
Wow.
And that's the kind of cancer my wife had. I mean, if she had been treated at St. Jude in the 60s, she wouldn't be here. But that's what happens. That's because of the donations that fuel St. Jude. That's because of this beautiful family from all walks of life who get involved are the reason I'm alive today, or the reason my wife isn't alive today. So I can't speak highly enough of what has happened at St. Jude and how much the world has embraced us and how much you guys mean to us because of what you do. I mean, literally, I get to go out on the beach here in another 20 minutes and enjoy this time with my wife and my family because of you.
That's amazing. And, some people say, well, he was treated there, he works there, he found the love of his life there too. So of course he's so positive about the cause and everything that's going on there. But I'll tell you, to a person, every single one of the people that I've met that are connected with St. Jude's shares that same passion and love, and it wants to share the story of St. Jude. So we are so pleased to be able to be part of that and a partner in helping to share the amazing stories and help find cures for these childhood cancers. But share with the Coldwell Banker Network out there, what does a partnership like this really do? How are we playing a role in helping this cause?
I mean, you guys are playing an amazing role in this. I can talk about the survival rates all day long and how they've increased and how our treatments have become better and what we can learn as we move forward. But at the end of the day, it's what happens outside of the walls is what you guys are playing a part of. Like I talked about, I get to go enjoy time with my family here in a little bit. I got to enjoy a beautiful wedding on the St. Jude campus 2 years ago. 15 years before that, I got to graduate college. 4 years before that, I graduated high school. I've gotten to enjoy my wife's children like they're my own and love them like my own. That's what you're doing when you're partnering with St. Jude. It's not just helping provide the treatments that save these kids' lives. It's all the life that comes after. All the favorite moments you can think of from your life, you're literally giving that to the kids who are walking through the doors of St. Jude today.
And you can't put a price tag on that. It is immeasurable, and it's incredible to be part of that and connected with this. And a lot of people said, well, St. Jude's, it's in Memphis, Tennessee, but having walked on the campus there, and I've seen in the atrium all the flags that are representative of either doctors or patients there. How is St. Jude's reaching not just across the country, but across the globe?
St. Jude has a huge worldwide impact now. It's been more than 2 years ago now. We launched St. Jude Global, where we are now looking at our overall goal is by 2030 to have the survival rate for 6 of the most common forms of childhood cancer to 60% worldwide. I can't remember the exact numbers on it, but we've got several partner sites throughout the world where we're reaching in, showing them the St. Jude model, sharing our protocols, making sure they're set up to function the way that St. Jude does. Because when you look outside of Memphis, when you look outside of the United States, sadly, it's back to those 1962 survival rates I mentioned a little while ago, 20% overall, sometimes in the single digits, because that type of care isn't available to the families or the type of resources that we have aren't. So that's what we're trying to do, is extend that network beyond just bringing kids to St. Jude, but bringing it to their homes to make sure that kids are being diagnosed and treated in the right way, and that we are providing that hope to kids around the world. And that's what I'm most excited about, to know that, I can sit in Memphis, Tennessee and have an impact on a child who's thousands of miles away.
Amazing. You share your research, you're treating childhood cancer, you've created a home away from home for these kids and their families at no cost to them. I couldn't be more pleased to have this partnership and to be part of this. And you are living proof of the power of St. Jude's, both in treating your cancer, but in how it's helped shape your life and even finding the love of your life. So thank you so much for sharing your story with all of us. And we're excited to get started on this.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure. And please know, big word we use at St. Jude is family. Know that you all are part of this family now, whether it's spreading the word, whether it's donating, you guys are what makes St. Jude go round. You are the fuel that makes us go on and gives the next child hope, gives the next child a chance to go on and graduate and get married and have this life after. So thank you so much for being part of St. Jude. Thank you most of all for being part of our family.
Oh, it's our pleasure. We're happy to be part of this family. And we're hoping that someday soon we can enjoy more than just a virtual hug and really be a part of this family in person at St. Jude. So thanks again, Joel.
My pleasure. Thank you all so much.
So be sure to go to coldwellbanker.com/St. Jude to not only find out more information, but to donate today. Whatever you can give possible would be great to help this incredible cause.
At Coldwell Banker, we don't chase shiny new objects. We create meaningful technology that serves you in the moments that matter. We exist to help agents sell more homes, make more money, and work more efficiently so that they can live exceptional lives. Our product studio works hard to develop agile new technology, living by the mantra that we build products with agents, not for them. We create do-it-yourself apps, then provide concierge services to set you up for success. Agents who use our technology have been twice as productive and earn higher commissions than those who don't. More productive agents sell more homes, which leads to more business. We think that's pretty awesome, but we can always get better. That's why we constantly leverage agent feedback to evolve, improve, and stay ahead of the industry curve. We're high-tech and high-touch, and our powerhouse technology suite gives agents the freedom to be the best that they can be.
The technology was one of the main reasons I've stayed affiliated with Coldwell Banker. it gives me back the time that I need to work with my clients and to make my business grow.
Hello again, Gen Blue. I hope you're enjoying our very first virtual Generation Blue experience, so far at least. I know we're wrapping up the general session, but we are just getting warmed up with the virtual Gen Blue learning, networking, and fun. Yes, virtual fun, complete with musical performances. Actually, we're just getting warmed up in a lot of ways. The video you just saw spoke to our tech mission. Already this year, we've rolled out a fair bit of new technology to help each of our agents and brokers work more efficiently, sell more homes, and leave your mark on the world of real estate. You've been able to launch your day with Desk, tap into a vast array of digital marketing assets with BrandServe, and leverage your network to give yourself, your colleagues, and your clients a sneak peek at new inventory and the latest buyer needs with Exclusive Look. Still to come this year, a CBX integration with Moxie to make creation of your unique and compelling listing presentations even easier. Speaking of coming soon, let's talk about tomorrow. We've got Dave Ramsey doing an exclusive Gen Blue Wealth Builder seminar. Yes, that Dave Ramsey, and no, you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars for that session. We're bringing Dave Ramsey to you, all of you, because we think your financial future is that important. We also have Summer Sanders, Olympic gold medalist and broadcaster, leading a remarkable What Moves Her session. If you have not attended a What Moves Her session yet, this is the one to start off. This is an incredible series, and this will be a terrific session. In fact, we have lots of terrific sessions tomorrow, covering everything from product updates to global luxury. And please make sure you join our virtual Gen Blue happy hour tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern to join us and our special guest, Andy Grammer. Check out coldwellbanker.com/live for more on that happy hour. And I'm barely scratching the surface with what I've mentioned so far, so please tune in tomorrow to learn, grow, and to just have a blast. Thank you so much for joining us today. We know how incredibly valuable your time is. In fact, we designed Gen Blue and all of our products and programs to make sure that your time can be more valuably invested every single day. So thank you once again, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for being a part of this year's virtual Gen Blue, broadcast from our homes to yours. Find out details on tomorrow's learning sessions and Gen Blue Happy Hour at genblueexperience.com.